What's going on, guys? My name's Josh and I'm back today for the I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series episode 2 recap. Before I get this video started, if you could please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And you better watch out because it's time to get this video started. Let's go. So yes, guys, I just finished episode 2, and I will say my initial thoughts on the episode 2, it definitely kind of started out slow. It is a little bit of a slow episode, but it definitely ends with a bang. It definitely ends crazy, for sure, and I'm a little bit sad, but let's first recap it, then we'll kind of talk about it. So the episode begins with pretty much Allison. She opens the closet door. She sees a note on the door saying, I know what you did last summer. And then there's a bleeding goat head in her closet, which is absolutely crazy. That'd be so crazy to come home to a bleeding goat head in your closet. I would definitely be like, yeah, I'm going back to college. But either way, so she finds a bleeding goat head. She freaks out. She screams. Her dad tries to come in the room. She goes and won't let him in. She locks the door and is like, no, I'm okay. And just kind of keeps it a secret. She doesn't share it with her dad. We have a flashback to the night of the accident. Allison actually comes home and it's kind of shocking. She confesses to her dad that, you know, we hit Lennon, we killed Lennon, we dumped her body, and the gang, everyone thinks that I'm Lennon and they think we killed Allison. And she just kind of confesses everything to her dad. She says she feels guilty. She's going to go to the police and let them know that, you know, they murdered her sister. But her dad stops her. It's like, no, you know, I already lost one daughter. I'm not going to lose you. We need to continue with this lie. We're just going to say that Allison, you know, she ran away, and we're just going to say that you pretty much, that you died. Or not you died, but you ran away. And we're going to continue with that lie, and you need to continue to pretend that you're Lennon, so that way your friends will keep your secret. Because if they know that you're really Allison and not Lennon, they're going to sell you out, and they won't hold your secret, and you will go to jail for this. So you got to continue at this point to be Lennon now. That is who you are now. Allison is pretty much no more, and we're going to pretty much fake it and say she ran away and just go with that secret. So then we kind of see we go back to the future, and then, yes, so Allison pretty much now, she has a note on the door. She's freaked out. Someone knows her secret. She's panicked at this point. So she reaches out to the group, and the group kind of meets up at the gym at the school. And as far as the group who shows up, it is Margot, Johnny, and Riley. Dylan does not show up, and it's kind of revealed that Dylan doesn't want anything with the group. He's cut them off. He doesn't talk to them anymore. So yes, Dylan is not close with them anymore and won't talk to them anymore. Riley's upset about this. She was, you know, really close with Dylan, and she's upset that, you know, he cuts them off and won't talk to them anymore. We do see that, you know, Johnny, he's actually really happy right now. He's engaged, and he's going to get married to the coach. Who was the coach at the school, but he's really happy. It's revealed that, you know, him and Margot are not close anymore, and they kind of had a falling out because pretty much Johnny doesn't go to the same school as her, and they had a huge fight, and yes, they're no longer friends. And it doesn't seem like anyone in this group is really close anymore after the accident. They kind of all went their separate ways. Allison pretty much reveals, hey, I got this note on my door. Someone knows her secret. They, you know, look what I got. I had a goat head in my room, and someone wrote, I know what you did last summer on my mirror. None of them really kind of believe it. They're kind of second guessing her and just saying, like, are you sure it was about this? That doesn't really make sense. Did you tell someone? Did you tell someone their secret? So they kind of start accusing each other of stuff. And Margot doesn't think that this has anything to do with what their secret is. Johnny thinks they should go to the police. Allison's pretty much like, no, we can't go to the police. No, we can't. And they kind of just end it that way. You can tell they don't trust each other. Then we see, after that, we do see Margot and Johnny. They make up, they talk, and then we see them hang out. And then pretty much, you know, Margot reveals, you know, that she hasn't changed. She's still just as fake as ever, and just as about her social media and recording herself. But then it is revealed behind the scenes that, you know, she had a mental breakdown after everything they went through. She had a mental breakdown and had to go in the hospital, and you just kind of see the toll this murder and this cover-up took on her. Her and Johnny, she definitely tells pretty much that she doesn't trust Lennon, and she thinks that she did this for attention. Lennon wrote on the mirror, I know what you did last summer, just for attention. Johnny doesn't believe it, though. He's like, why would any of us do that? put a goat head in your own closet. Like, none of us would do it. So he thinks someone knows their secret. But you just kind of see the doubt that Margot has and the friend group has with each other. So next we see Lennon, or Allison. She goes to visit Dylan. So Allison goes to visit Dylan, but Dylan still thinks that, this is Lennon, and he thinks that Allison died. He's really, really cold to her, and pretty much is like, you know what? She reveals that, we got this, someone knows their secret. He said pretty much he doesn't care, and they deserve it, and they need karma for what happened. And yeah, he's just very, very cold to them. Meanwhile, he's really talking to Allison, and Allison, one, is still in love with him because she always had feelings for Dylan, but she has to pretend she's Lennon, and she can't reveal that. She also notices, though, that there's a bunch of salt sticks around his, the property, and there's goats on his property, and she kind of given Dylan the side eye, like, listen, I just had a goat head in my closet, and you have goats all around your property. Did you do this? Are you the killer? And she kind of is doubting as far as him. So there's doubt as far as that goes. We do see Allison kind of drive home, and as she's driving around town, she definitely has a feeling that she's being stalked, and she has a stalker. So she's definitely creeped out, and there's been a few instances where she looks behind her, and she does see this kind of truck behind her, and she's being stalked. So she's definitely paranoid. She gets home, she meets up with Riley, and she kind of has to pretend that, she's Lennon. So she kind of has to act like Lennon does. They clean up the goat head from her room. They clean it up. Riley helps her. Riley doesn't seem really fazed by everything. She's really kind of cool. She's more upset that, Dylan doesn't talk to them. That's what Riley's upset about. She could care less about the murder, to be honest with you. It does not faze her at all. Riley does give, Allison pretty much drugs, and because Allison's pretended to be Lennon, she takes them and kind of just goes on a little bit of a trip, and is just kind of reliving her and her dad covering everything up, pretending, that Allison ran away and get rid of all of Allison's stuff, burying it, and she's just kind of remembering, that sequence of them covering everything up. We see the next day that, Allison, she's at the beach. Johnny comes up to her and hangs out with her, and he's pretty much saying that he really, misses Allison because him and Allison were close. Meanwhile, he's talking to Allison. He doesn't know this, though, and he's just saying that he misses her, and yes, and then wonders what she'd be up to and how, even though he's married or he's engaged and he's happy, that his fiance doesn't really know the real him because their fiance doesn't know what they're capable of and how they're kind of monsters for what they did, and then pretty much Allison kind of agrees that no one's ever going to really know us because we got to keep this secret from the world. And then she does kind of start to have a cigarette, and Johnny looks at her weird, like, you're having a cigarette? That's what Allison used to do. And she just kind of plays it off like, I changed. We then see Johnny talking to Margot, and he enters the gym, and as he enters the gym, he sees blood, and this is where the episode gets crazy. He kind of goes in, he finds his fiance, the coach, has a weight on his neck and is being choked to death by this weight. There's a pretty much, yes. So Johnny kind of runs up to him. He pulls the weight off and using all his strength. But really, this is a trap by the killer. As he pulls the weight off, all of a sudden a weight comes down from the ceiling, crushes his fiance's face, which was crazy. And Johnny kind of gets sent flying and down into the gym, and he kind of falls really far. Then the killer comes out and pretty much stabs Johnny in the face. So it's definitely a crazy scene. We then see, Lennon, she's driving home, and all of a sudden she sees a dead goat in the road. She kind of slams her brakes. She gets outside front, and she sees the goat body. So, while she found the goat head in her closet, she found the actual body in the road. And all of a sudden, the whole group gets a text message from the killer, and the text message pretty much is a video of Johnny getting his head cut off. So the whole group is pretty much shocked and terrorized. They're terrified and just in complete shock that, one of their friends is getting their head chopped off, and they get a video of it. That was definitely a crazy scene. And then we see, flashback to Allison. She looks over to the side of the road, and she sees Johnny's head. So the killer pretty much cut Johnny's head off and left it on the side of the road. So now the group fully realizes that there is a killer after them, and yes, they are all panicked and shocked. And that's kind of how the episode ends. Just a few other things that we saw in the episode. One thing that's kind of weird, the dad buried Allison's stuff, and he actually finds a necklace that he buried. So the killer definitely has been watching them because he knows, you know, that Allison's stuff's got buried and left the necklace for the dad to find. That was weird. Then also that lady who kind of saw them, you know, the night of the accident at the beach near the cave. We also see her, and she has a chopped off goat head as well. So I don't know what her role is as far as this goes, if she was the one to find, you know, Lennon's body, but she's definitely in the, you know, scene with a dead goat head. So there's definitely some weird lady who kind of knows something. So we see her around. But yeah, overall, I feel like as far as my thoughts on this episode, this was a really good episode. I feel like it does kind of start off slow, but it definitely ends crazy. One, I feel horrible for Johnny. He was definitely my favorite character, so it was kind of sad to see him die. He was definitely the most likable of the group. And I'm just kind of shocked too, because, you know, I just thought the main characters would last a lot longer. I didn't think we'd see one of them die so soon. But this definitely ups the ante as far as the show goes. So now the characters know. There's not someone threatening them a little bit. Like someone full on knows their secret and is out to kill them. So these characters are going to be paranoid as hell now. I do feel like the characters will probably turn on each other, start accusing each other of murder. They might even think one of them is the killer. It'll be interesting to see if they kind of band together or how they respond to this. Because yes, they really literally just saw one of their good friends get their head chopped off. So overall, I would say this episode ended really good. And I'm definitely, you know, now really invested. And I can't wait for the next episode to see what the heck is going on and how these characters are going to deal with the aftermath of Johnny getting his head cut off. But please leave your comments below. What did you think of this episode? Are you sad that Johnny got killed? Please leave your comments below. And thank you as always so much for watching.